Hi. So we're going to look into creating another configuration attribute now, which is the engraving attribute. So in the previous units, we created size and accent. So in this unit, we'll look into creating engraving configuration attribute. The process of creating configuration attribute is the same, right? We'll go to product option, we'll create a field there, and then the field that we create on the product option, we're going to pull that field into the configuration attributes target field, and then this target field, we'll attach it to the configuration attribute related list of our smartwatch product, right? So we'll get started and we'll start by creating the field on the product option object, right? So we'll create a new field here. So this is going to be a text field. So select text here, go to next. Now field label is going to be engraving. So the field name is going to be engraving in this case. The length is going to be 100. So let's save this field. Next, next, and save. Right, right. So now let's add this field to the target field of the configuration attribute object. So we already have the configuration attribute object open in another tab. We also have the target field open here. So we'll go to new, uh, values new. Yeah. And we'll just copy the API of the field that we just created on product option. That's correct. Engraving, copy this, and we'll paste it here. And we'll create both configuration attribute and global attribute. That's right. Now we'll save this. Correct. Now we'll go to our product smartwatch, and we'll add this as a configuration attribute there. So we already have the smartwatch product open, and we're in the related list right now. And in the configuration attribute section, we'll add the engraving configuration attribute that we just created. It's going to be the attribute name is going to be engraving. Now for row order, we're actually going to do 10 here, and column order, we'll select it as 2. So the previous configuration attributes that we had them in the first column. Now we're going to have the engraving attribute in the second column at the top because the row number we've entered it as 10, right? So let's save this configuration. Now there's a special thing that we want to do here. We want this field, this configuration attribute text field that we have created. We want it to be pre-populated with the name of the contact, right? So how we're going to do that is we'll create a field on the quote object which pulls value from the contact object, the primary contact object. It pulls the first name and the last name, and then we'll populate this here. Okay, so let's set that up. So how we'll do that is by going to the quote object. We'll create a new field there, and we'll have a formula field basically which pulls value from the contact for that, right? So yeah, go to setup, go to object manager, open the quote object. Let's create a new field. It's going to be a formula field. and it's going to return text. For the field label, we're going to enter engraving default. That's right. It's going to return text. Go to next. Go to advanced formulas. Let's create. Hmm. Now let's pull values from the primary contact related object, right? So go to insert field. Now you find this primary contact field on the quote object. So scroll down, you'll find this field primary contact. There you go. Now pull the field first name from here. That's right. Now pull the name, the last name. Go to insert field. Go to primary contact. Now find the last name field here. That's right. Now let's also insert a gap between the two fields that we're pulling. We'll add plus sign, and then open and close inverted commas. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Let's just check the formula that our formula is accurate. That's right. So next, let's save this. Perfect. So now what should happen is when we go to configuration, when we go to our product, we go to its configuration attributes. So we'll open this attribute, the engraving attribute that we have, and this field should get populated there, right? So I want you to go to uh, our smartwatch product. We're in the related list, right? So let's open the engraving configuration attribute here. And default object is going to be quote because we have created the field on quote. And default field in our case would be engraving default. So I want you to copy the API name of the field that we just created. That's right. Correct. So now let's save this configuration and let's see our work in action. Let's add this product smartwatch to the code. So now let's see uh, the configuration attribute that we created on the products configuration page, right? So let's open the code that we're working on, code 45, and let's try to add the smartwatch product on the code. That's right. So, now we can see this field engraving here, and it's pre-populated with the primary contact that is there for this uh, code, right? So we're pulling the primary contact information here. So that's it for this session, and we look into the global attributes in the forthcoming section, right? Thank you.